Dr. Iman. He is a surgeon, a poet, an advisor, a philanthropist, an entrepreneur. He can multitask and how with so much elan and so much panache. It takes a lot of pain to reach this kind of perfection, to be able to touch so many lives positively. He has about 322K followers across all social media platforms. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Paradigm Shift. I am Deepshikha Mehra. I am going to be in conversation with Dr. Iman. He is here. Let me add him. Hello, everybody. Hi, Mona. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Ashish. Thank you, everybody, for joining in. Hi, Natasha. Good evening, doctor. How are you?
Good evening. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. First off, doctor, I have to thank you so much for being on our platform, which is fairly new, doing this. You're such, big social media sensation, and having to agree to be, on our platform. That is so sweet. Thank you so much. Thank you for being so kind.
Thank you for having me here. I'm just, I'm a regular man. Please, just social media sensation is a little bit too much for me. Thank you for having me. I'm glad to talk to you here. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Iman. So, Dr. Iman, I have seen some of your lives, and you are so quiet and you're so patient with all your audiences. So today we're going to do a role reversal. I'm going to be quiet and you're going to be doing all the talking. So I hope you're ready for that.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm more like a listener, but yeah, I would be happy to talk about your topics and questions, of course.
Great. So on this platform, we normally cover all the stories of inspiring people such as yourself who are doing so much good for the society. I mean, we just love the work that you do, and that is how we reached out to you. So, Dr. Iman, should we start with your early days, with where you originally from, your childhood, whatever you would like to start with?
Well, yeah. So, like, how early are you talking about? Like, early? Yeah, I mean,
Like a baby early.
baby early. Okay. Hello, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Paradigm Shift live. My name is Iman. I am originally from Iran. I was born and raised in Iran 37 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And about my early age, like a good, kind, like a normal family.
Okay.
I was blessed with love in my household. My parents are so, they were so, they care about love too so much. There was always been a family. And when I see people talk about their stories, I was fortunate that I had my ups and downs, but I raised in a, let's say, more stable household in my childhood. I entered medical school at age 17.
Oh.
It's a little bit, Iran. Someone asked Iraq or Iran, or just Iran, like they call it Persian people. So this is something maybe that would be a little. It's interesting for your audience. Back in Iran, sometimes parents change the documents, the birth certifications for the children to send them to school sooner than the legal age. So my birth certificate being issued a little bit sooner than normal, like maybe a couple of months. And so that's how I always been the youngest in my school, my university, and when I graduated, of course, as a youngest surgeon back then.
Right.
And yeah, that was about a little bit about my childhood, my early baby age, as you said.
So beautiful. How did you know you wanted to be a doctor? Were your parents also doctors?
Well, no. My first encounter with medicine, or let's say my job, was I remember it was about I was 5 years old, and I was at my grandparents' house, and this was this beautiful photo on the wall, the picture of this mysterious man in a suit that like a I believe that was Eiffel Tower in the background.
Mm-hmm.
He was so something like, back then it was not so common to have this kind of like, it's pretty much like an artwork. And I
Okay.
asked about I asked my grandpa, who's this guy? And he said, oh, they call it Mr. Doctor. You don't know him? He's
Okay.
Mr. Doctor. So, oh, Mr. Doctor, who's Mr. Doctor? So then he oh, my great friend, my lovely friend just joined, Danny. Dinesh, hi. Like, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, so,
So sweet.
yeah. Um, he explained that that was my great grandfather, which
Mm-hmm.
was one of the first official medical doctors in Iran. His number was 3, so his official number was 3.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is like 6 digits. So you can just imagine that was like a lot of. So, and the way that they sent him to Europe to study medicine and came back to Iran. So this story was so fascinating to me, and I honestly I
Okay.
never thought about any other profession since then. As a doctor, like,
Wow.
come on, Mr. Doctor, are you going to be Mr. Doctor again? And here we
Oh,
go. Yeah.
okay. That is so good. So, Dr. Iman, like you were talking about your childhood, was there any story like this interesting story that, kind of had some kind of paradigm shift in your life? Is there any incident that you remember back in the early days?
Well, so I had a lot of maybe uh, moments in my life that when I could look back, like maybe at that time I had no idea how this decision or this events could change my life. But now when I look
Mm-hmm.
back, I see that was some miraculous moment in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I Maybe this is something I never shared this one, but it's not about my childhood. It's just after I graduated as a surgeon, it, I volunteered in a one of the like maybe most unfortunate places
Mm-hmm.
in this planet. But the way that
Mm-hmm.
I was introduced to the area, I remember they were not even sure that I'm going to go there. They were like so super surprised that a surgeon from like capital city is coming there. Why is doing this? And they invited me there for maybe half a day, not even a day, because there was no building. So there's just one hospital and people live in tents around. So
Mm-hmm.
they wanted to make sure that I'm going to, it's not a contract that you just accept it and you be there. And they invited me to get to know the area and people and what is happening there, to have this like they call it situational awareness.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I got there, I see this is disaster, nothing, like it's all desert, and equipment was like not good at all. Everything. I mean, like when you go somewhere, like maybe in or like more rural areas, there are something like could be weather, could be food, could be like there's something that you
Mm-hmm.
find to as a hook. Okay, this is
Right.
I really like the view, or I really like the weather or something. I couldn't find anything. And so the chief, like the manager, show me everywhere, and they were 100% sure that I'm not going to look back again. I'm not going to come back. And so I had maybe a half an hour time to the car to take me back to the city, and like there was like 3 hours drive to get to the airport and go back home. And I was walking through they gave me a maybe like small like a room to rest for half an hour, and it was outside the hospital but in the area. I was walking through the room to the door, and I hear this voice. Someone is calling me, and doctor. It was just I could hear, but for 1 second I said, "Hey, what is this? What do you want?" I mean, I'm not even doctor yet here, so just. And I was like, it was hot, like 50 something degree hot, and yeah. So, but after like maybe 3 times, I hear the voice. Okay, so someone calling you, just let's see what does he want. And I turned, and it was this old man, and I was waiting for something to add. He's going to ask me something, but he gave me some fruits, dates, and he said, "Welcome." Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That must have sent goosebumps down your spine. This is like a crazy story.
Yeah.
So you have as a doctor, like you were just saying, you have worked in a lot of poverty-stricken, war-torn zones as a surgeon. So would you also want to say, like you were just relating an incident from there? Do you want to tell us something more from those?
Well, yeah. So that's welcome date. If I'm not wrong, date, they call it date, right? That welcome thing hooked me up there for 2 years. Yeah, I mean, I like maybe 5 minutes ago, I was 100% sure that this is not what I'm going to do, but
Hmm.
and then this, you never know how things can change in a blink of an eye, and I ended up being there and served those people, those amazing, beautiful people for 2 years. And the day that I was leaving them, it
Hmm.
was one of the maybe most emotional day in my life. And it had, yeah, it was like I actually learned from them so much. I can talk about those 2 years for 10 years. Just I don't want to take it. You take your show time, yeah. But that was a beautiful experience, life changing experience for me.
Beautiful. So all the kindness and all the compassion and so much patience that you have is probably all, from those times, or, you had to, generate more of that while you were there. I mean, this must be an incredible experience.
It was actually so. Maybe life in big cities are different. So so you ask about life, people can have different definition, and they have a
Right.
lot of layers, which is not actually a real life. The
Mm-hmm.
job, my
Mm-hmm.
my my career, my business, my hobbies. So these are like bonuses. This is extra. But there, when there is nothing else, you can purely see life and how. I'm not saying that these people are suffering so much, but when there is pain, there is a lot of lesson to learn.
Absolutely, absolutely. That must have been amazing. So, Doctor, we were talking about in your bio also, you have worked with a lot of mental health issues. Why do you think mental health is such a big issue these days? And would you like to tell us about some of the work that you do with
Well,
in this field?
I'm a surgeon, right? I worked in trauma bay. I deal with people who've been shot or got, like with accidents, with a lot of traumas. And I never had the idea of, okay, so one day I'm going to talk about mental health, because I know that my colleagues, psychiatrists,
Right.
psychologists, there are people who will take care of that part.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Mm-hmm.
not my expertise at all. But so the life, actually, life had more surprises for me, and I ended up here, and I couldn't practice for a while, and I really wanted to do something. And the pandemic actually turned everyone to maybe dealing with this kind of like mental health issues. Could be depression, anxiety, even worse, like there are a lot of like domestic abuse, unfortunately, or yeah, I don't want to name all these problems, but
Right.
so, and I see that there is a need, and there are people who are even with good or bad intention, they are doing something which is not the best for people. They are giving wrong advices. They are taking advantage. They are claiming things that is not real. So I said, okay, maybe I'm a surgeon. Maybe I'm not a mental health expert, but at least I know what I'm talking about. And yeah, so that's how I started to do what I'm doing, maybe.
Right. The pandemic has changed the dynamics for everything. So how was pandemic for you? Like, were you doing long hours in COVID? Did you have to deal with a lot of people in the hospital? How was COVID for you?
The pandemic actually changed my life the way that I had no idea that something is going to happen. I After those 2 years, I was ready to start my business as a plastic surgeon in Dubai.
Uh-huh.
I had plans. I had everything was ready in my mind. I had my business plan. I had my contract. Everything was just so good. I had the experience. I had the connections. Everything was just so ready. I I came to Toronto to visit my family for supposed to be 6 weeks at March. I came in February 2020. Couple of weeks later, the pandemic being announced and everything got canceled. Flights got canceled. My
Right.
contract's gone.
Right.
Everyone just like super uncertain. Everything was just in a shock. Like, wow, what is going to happen for?
Right.
And I stuck here. I moved to Toronto with a suitcase, and so that's how I decided to embrace the change, embrace the moment. And I said, okay, so if this is, because I believe everything happened for a reason. And I learned not to fight back with the
Right.
with the universe, like with everything is happening. Just try to find out why and follow your heart. So
Right.
I ended up going through my licensing process in Canada, which is still going, and also as someone like extrovert and someone who wants to do something, I just decided to. Maybe this is a little bit technical, but there is a. It's not my personal opinion. It's a fact that there is a correlation between your mood and your mental stability and your immune system. And
Right.
the connection is histamine. So when you're anxious, there is a substance in your body called histamine,
Okay.
and histamine will activate some cells, which can cause, they call it mast cell. So mast cells will cause all this huge, massive reaction that you can see people have around COVID. So
Right.
the more people feel good and feel calm and relaxed, so it boosts immune system. I couldn't prescribe any drug, and I just did what I did. I said, okay, so let's just help this way. Maybe that would be better.
Absolutely, absolutely. That is so well said. I have seen that people who have been the happiest during the COVID have stayed away from any sickness, which is so good. Doctor, you're a poet. We would like to know when did you realize that you had this gift, and do you write poetry in English or in your language, or what? Tell us about poetry.
Well, yes, I am a poet. I was poet long before I became a doctor,
Okay.
and yeah, I started writing when I was in school. And then when I look back and I read my poetries, even back then, there was something like I really enjoyed it. I still think, oh, honestly, I think that I'm a better poet than a surgeon. Don't get me wrong. I'm a really good surgeon, but the poetry because it's effortless. Sometimes I surprise myself when I write something. Oh, wow, how did I do this? Like, yeah, but
Okay.
uh, so I have my book published in Farsi. I have my poetries, and this is like I'm kind of like a let's say,
Wow.
yeah, I'm a well developed poet in my language. But
Amazing.
thank you. Well, but it came when it came to English, I started to use to speak English in daily basis when I came to Toronto last year, maybe 16,
Hmm.
18 months
Hmm.
ago. So for me, English was a new territory. I was not ready to, but I still have. That's how I just learn. I'm still learning every day to. But the poet inside is so like restless. It just want to release and still learning.
Wow.
Yeah, I rewrite or like maybe converted some of my poetries in English, but it's a project that it's still going.
Okay. So your book that you just told us about, is it available on Amazon or Kindle, or where is it available?
Oh,
Can the
yeah.
audience order it?
Well, the book, the Farsi book is not available. So, like, because there are no such services like Kindle or Amazon in Iran. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I have a contract. They already like available in bookstores in Iran, and
Okay.
they can
Okay.
Google it, they can find it. But now I'm working on another book, which is my English poetries, maybe a couple of like my Farsi poetries, but this could be more easy to find.
Okay.
It's a project for the next couple of months.
Super. So, Doctor, can we ask you, Dr. Iman, to recite something for us? Would you like to take that?
A poetry?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, I didn't know that's coming. I didn't see that is coming, but well, okay. So yeah, sure, why not? Let's see if I can find something in English. Uh, that's so. This is it. My poetries are, first of all, most of them has some kind of, they're more tragic,
Okay.
and maybe it's not the best thing to boost your immune system. Just to yeah, just to mention that it's not about your immune system at all. This one, or yeah, but this is it. Like, if there's no pain, there's no art. You cannot just keep writing about
Okay.
like yeah.
Okay.
So this one is I wrote it about a year ago, more than a year ago. Like, it was so raw, but some people say, "My dear lovely friend, the world is finally reaching the end. Might be the time of this eagle to descend, and nothing will remain. All is gone in a second. I hope when the earth is going to die, you and I be together, full of joy and happiness, and extremely satisfied. That's the only way I will be able to say goodbye. Easy to let go of all, with no sorrow and no cry. And if the tale of the end is true, with no regrets or sorrow, I would peacefully pass through. I will sit full of love, free, just in front of you, regardless of anything, that may come without a clue. War or an earthquake, even a mysterious deadly flu. I would be sitting right there, sweetheart, just enjoying the view.
Amazing. That was so magical. That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Thank
It
you.
is tragic, but it's beautiful. There are people who are going like completely crazy about your poetry. Doctor, would you there? All the ladies are swooning now.
Thank you.
Okay, doctor, would you like to recite something in Farsi?
Well, yeah, you keep surprising me. I can read this one, the same poem in
Mm-hmm.
Farsi. I have it in Farsi because, as I said, it's not the translation, but it's the same
Mm-hmm.
meaning. I don't know.
Okay,
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. This one is. I never had fun this much in my life.
good. Thank you so much. I'm happy.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so guys, you are like, I don't know how many Persian or people who speak Farsi are here. If there is anyone from Iran or from, like, because Persia, like Farsi is not just limited to Iran. There are other countries who speak Farsi. So if anyone understands what I'm saying, enjoy.
Enjoy.
Yeah. عده‌ای میگویند که جهان می شود انگار به پایان نزدیک، که دگر کار زمین روی به آخر دارد و نمیماند از این قافله جز خاکستر. هیچ میماند از این همه بی پایان. کاش آنجا که زمین میمیرد من و تو پیش هم و غرق رضایت باشیم. کاش آن لحظه تو از عمق دلت خوش باشی تا من احساس کنم خوشحالم و دیگر کار مهمی به جهان نیست مرا، که اگر قصه پایان جهان جدی بود تن بی حسرت و ای کاش به جا بگذارم و در آن لحظه پایانی دنیای شلوغ رو به رویت بنشینم آرام، فارغ از هر چه که شاید برسد هر لحظه، غرق در عمق نگاهت باشم.
Wow, that was so beautiful. That was so beautiful. Everybody is going crazy.
Thank you.
That one was beautiful. I'm so happy we touched this part of your personality. So, doctor, you must please, like what you're saying is that you are working on your second book. I hope that now that you're in Canada and you have Amazon and Kindle and everything, so we can have access to your books. And I hope you can turn these poetries into songs, because you're such a great performer. We see you all the time. I hope you can do that, because my children are poets too, nothing like this, but they're poets too, and they convert all their poetries to songs. So we must see you composing songs. I think that'll be amazing. That'll be beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So I write like almost all of my things, that my performance, the quotations
Right,
and things that I say, but to
right.
have maybe a more popular, polished song or something. I'm still working on making short video of my poems, but
Hmm. Oh, that'll be
it's a lot of
beautiful.
work. Yeah. Thank you.
That'll be beautiful, because people are so crazy about your performances. So reading your poetry will be definitely, I mean, it'll be way better when you're performing the poetry. I'm sure everybody on the live is going to agree with that.
Thank you. This is
Okay.
actually two projects that I'm going to follow, and I actually probably next couple of weeks I will release two type of new content. One would be this maybe longer videos, poetries, maybe share a part, piece of a book or a story, something. Most of them my own poetries, and I also will start to share more educational content around medicine, because I see that there are a lot of questions, even about basic stuff. And so if I have the chance to educate people, not with personal opinion, but with facts and resources, and talk, okay, let's talk about nutrition, let's talk about immune system, let's talk about different topics. So these are coming soon.
Right. So that is beautiful. So doctor, let's come to your Instagram, your social media presence. When did you start to do this? How did you come up with this style? And when did you learn the sign language? Because when I saw your reel for the first time, that's what really got me going, because you had the personality, you had the look, you had a different style. But what really touched my heart was the sign language, because you are targeting a whole new different section of the especially able people, which that just goes to show how kind and compassionate you are. So when did you learn how to do the sign?
First of all, thank you so much for all the beautiful words and compliments. And I personally do not believe that I am doing a favor to people who utilize sign language, or even its sign language itself. This is much bigger than me. I am not taking advantage, but I'm actually, the sign is doing me a favor to get access to more people, and it's real. So first of all, I'm not familiar with the language, with English, but my audience speak English. Most of them has basic English, let's say, knowledge. That's how I choose like simple words and make it simple to reach more audience. And when you sign, they like, sometimes when I know that if you read what I just wrote, it's not so like, you cannot see like what do you mean? But when you sign, you try to add more layers to the meaning. So this is how I started, and I always been doing this. Like when I see it, I have a lot of videos since I was like so much younger. I always do this like hand gestures, and I always was interested in sign. And I worked with patients who had like hearing impairment. I try to learn from them, but in English is 100% different. So I see, this is it. So when you are in any kind of businesses, whatever you're doing, you need to know your audience. If it's a customer, it's an audience. So you need to know what they want, and you listen to the feedback. So I see that people like it. So of course, it's a lot of extra work, but I will definitely do it. Every time I need to look at every sign, like one by one, try to practice, make it like something that you can publish. But yeah, I believe sign language is the most powerful language, no question. And I'm so glad that I am able to utilize it.
That is amazing. So when did you start your social media presence, and when did you really start with these reels and TikTok and shorts? When did you start?
It was January 2021. Yeah, it was. That's funny. Sometimes I started on TikTok, and before everything started, I had an Instagram account, my old Instagram account. I shared my poems, in Farsi, my photos. Like, it was so not for a really long time. It was a private page. Then I make it public, but even if it was a public page, it was like 700, 800 followers, like mostly friends or friends of friends, and it was so like small. And when I go to my TikTok, I discovered TikTok by accident. I was looking for some other app in Google. I said, yeah, what you're looking for, TikTok is actually something you can do. And I was like, yeah, TikTok, I heard about it. Let's see what is TikTok. I downloaded the
Okay.
app and I opened it. I was like, oh God, everything is happening on TikTok. It's me since I was 5 years old. All, everything
Okay.
you see, that's weird. And acknowledge that I was new in the country and I didn't
Uh-huh.
know I didn't know anyone. It was lockdown. I was not so familiar with the
Mhm.
language and I was alone. And also, I'm an
Mhm.
extrovert person. I need to do something. I cannot just sit back and just, yeah, it's just like, life is miserable. Let's be miserable. This is not me. I just needed to do something. And,
Right.
well, yeah, I started TikTok because I was alone. No, I had
Right.
no intention to go save lives and change the world and be the, like, what did you say,
Right.
sensation? No, I was looking
Right.
for friends. And now I have 300 more thousand friends. And
Amazing.
but the more I further I go, I see, oh, there are a lot of people around the world. They are pretty much like you. They are just they're looking for friends.
Right.
They're looking for connections. And now you have a lot because I assume that everything I know, many other people know. Like this is a fact. But when I talk
Mhm.
about it, I see, oh, there are things that maybe I can teach. Maybe I can not teach, but share. This is
Hmm.
my opinion. What do you think?
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So
That's
yes,
amazing. Yes. Sorry.
TikTok
Sorry.
and
I was reading this.
yeah, I know
Yes.
this is like you cannot catch up. I know that sometimes like, you cannot get just yeah, just
Because they're going on like, oh, how many languages do you speak? What is your star sign? Please answer these questions for them because they are going on and on.
yeah. So my star sign is Scorpio.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in November guy. November 3rd is my birthday. If something
Okay.
is, but how many languages do I speak? I, I I usually share this memory that I have. A story about my grandmother. Uh,
Okay.
One day I was talking about. I was much younger. I was talking about yeah, I have a plan to learn Spanish, and now she looked at me and she said, "It's not about how many languages you can speak. It's about what language do you understand."
Hmm.
And
Right.
yeah, so that one hits really hard. I
Yes.
I worked really really hard to be a good listener because I believe it's not about how many languages you can speak. Yeah, I speak English, as you can see, like this broken English. I speak Farsi is my
Not broken.
Farsi is my mother tongue. I speak Arabic. I understand Arabic more than better than how I can speak because my Arabic is very let's say official Arabic. It's
Mm-hmm.
uh, I learned Spanish over a video game and some movies and stuff. I can survive in Spanish speaking societies. And
Okay.
yeah, and sign language, of course, you need to count it as a language. Sign language is that's interesting when you know that
Universal.
400 million people around the world use sign language. It's the number is higher than many other countries. So if you know how to sign, you can. It is not the same. It is not the same language, but
Right.
they will figure it out. So when you know one kind of sign language, you can survive. You can connect.
That is beautiful. Thank you so much. So we have a lot of small rapid fire questions that we received once we put the promos up. So we'll take that. There is this one person who's saying, "Please answer tandem something. Please answer my questions." But I don't know what your question is. So can you please put it there? So we'll quickly have a look. So Dr. Iman, uh, uh, what, let me just do this, then we'll go back to the normal question. Who is your inspiration?
Who is my inspiration? I honestly, I'm a learner, right? I learn from everything. I always been like
Mhm.
this. When I was, like when I was a kid, I look, I watch, I absorb, I try to learn. these days, everyone can be your inspiration. Do not, there's something that honestly, I talk about it before with my audience. They say, "Oh, you are the best. You are my," like, don't make people bigger than you. You know, you can learn. Everyone has something to teach you, good or bad. Like it does. You can, even a broken clock can. It's accurate twice a day. So it's not about you put someone in your head as a role model and follow everything they say and say, oh, and one day they will disappoint you. No question. People will disappoint you because this is them and this is you. It's not about, it's nothing personal, but you don't want to be them, and they don't even they don't want you to, they do not want you to be them. So be yourself, but learn everything from everyone. I inspired by nature or people events. Like sometimes things the other day I was, the post that I had, like maybe a week ago, I was eating outside and I was these bumblebees were like killing me. They make me crazy around my head, and they all wanted my piece of my food. And I picked up chicken and put it like a little bit like further. So if you want, like, let's share, but don't bother. Like just I just left a piece of chicken for them, and so I had no idea that how these bumblebees might like chicken, or what they're going to do with the chicken. And it's like, let's just just stay away from me. But the chicken piece was like so big. It was a big piece, and I see how like I made a video like how they just came and like break it down little by little and just take it off. And the chicken that they pick, it was bigger than themselves, but they just pick it, and I don't know where they probably they brought it to the.
I saw that one.
Yeah, they brought it to the queen, I guess. But so if you want to learn, or if you want to be inspired, everything can inspire you. Like nature, kids, children. You just watching children. You're looking at children. You can see how powerful they want to learn, and they, like you just look at it. You get a 2 years old. How many times they fall down? They fall. They stand up. They fall. They stand up. And this is it. So you can learn how to be resilient. How you can just focus, because they don't think about, oh, if I fall and people laugh, I'm not going to do it again because maybe these things are nature. These are course. If you just look at them, you can inspire by anything.
Absolutely. That is so beautifully said. And I saw that post by you. That was amazing. That was beautiful. Okay. What makes you smile?
I mean,
you did a post about that, I think just yesterday, or I think that was an old one that we shared on our.
I just repurposed that one. Smile more. Smile. Of course, everything can. Honestly, I cannot fake smile. I'm horrible. I'm faking smile. So some people want to take a picture. It's like you smile, and when I see the pictures of oh God, like how did you do that? Like you're good with your expressions, but come on, that is not even a smile. It means like you're disgusted by something. It's not even a smile. But when I'm free, I can smile. I usually smile to everything. When my mind is free and I'm not thinking about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. What makes you angry?
Oh God, everything. Many things. Like before I do what I'm doing, I see many things that make me angry. Do you want me to just name them? You look at things that happening around the world. Every single one made you angry. You had, so before I was more angry and less talkative. I was talkative, but not talk about things that make me angry. But now I have the opportunity to share my ideas. I'm less angry and more talkative, or I hope that I can make change. But ignorance make me angry. And something that really is annoying to me is to see how people can take advantage of this ignorant. It's even
Right.
worse. When
Right.
before it was like they don't know and I know, and okay, so I know what, like I don't want to talk about politics, or there are a lot of things that I would
Mm.
love to have the huge stage to talk
Right.
about agriculture policies, about pharmaceutical companies, about insurance policies, but this is not my stage now. I know my space. So this is not what I want to talk. Even social media itself, I have a lot to share, and it made me angry.
Okay.
But for now, I might just see how can people take advantage of others' ignorance. I said they don't know, and we know, and we decide what to do and how we can lead them. So you don't need to lead
Yeah.
them. If they don't know, you teach them. You let them know, and
Yeah.
then they can decide. And
Mm.
that's why I'm trying to add more educational content. I'm not,
Beautiful.
yeah, because I just try to
Okay.
fight this ignorance.
Absolutely. That is beautiful, and you're doing it wonderfully on the social media. Okay. What kind of music do you like? We
You
know
mean
what kind of music like, but we still want to hear it from you.
more than the? So let's start with this. When you're happy, you enjoy the music.
Hmm.
When you're deep or when you're sad, you understand the
Hmm.
lyrics.
Right.
Okay, so when sometimes I just listen to the song. Maybe most, like many of us, like we have a song that we listen, we never hear what is actually saying.
Hmm.
I don't want to just, but honestly, the lyrics are more important than the song. If because words have meaning, words have power. They when you hear it, like it can encourage you, it can give you power, it can make you stronger.
Hmm.
There are songs that I really enjoy when I hear it, like I feel motivated. I just like I don't want to just make fun of anything or anything, but like seriously, watermelon sugar, so come on, like watermelon sugar, but like 100 times. And what? Like okay then, like just watermelon sugar, okay, let's just let it go, man. Just I don't know. And like most of this other, maybe like this rap music, I really enjoy the beats, the power, the strength, but it's really hard for me even to use some kind of like a hip hop song. There are a lot of like words that even me myself, when I'm listening to the song by myself alone, oh my god, that is not
Oh my
appropriate.
God.
Yeah, like
No.
how? Like what? Why did you say that? Like
Yeah.
yeah, so
And then those become into trends on Reels and TikToks, and there are
exactly
little kids who are,
that is actually
that is
my
crazy.
something that makes me crazy. Some
Yes.
yeah, I don't want to be rude, but some inappropriate person makes some inappropriate song or lyrics, and a lot of
Yes.
people who just want to grow, or like how you can go viral. Let's start with another question. Why do you want to go viral?
Right.
Do you want to
Why?
be
Why should?
do you want to be known as the one who embarrassed themselves, like with this song or with this move or that? Like come on, this trend's actually killing me. This trends are
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, somebody wants you to wink.
yeah, the wink. Yeah, okay. So like yeah, the wink is
The wink is clean. There is nothing to it. I mean, that is clean. I mean, compared to all the songs that are trending, this what you do is so clean. Okay, tell me. Let's come back to your fans. What is the weirdest request that you heard from a fan?
honestly, seriously, you want to talk about it?
Yes.
So first of all, I prefer to address all these beautiful souls as friends, not fans.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. And Yeah, maybe there are a couple, like not couple, maybe more than a couple of things that sometimes I need to think about what just happened. But maybe I know it's kind of like a kidding,
You're so
but
embarrassed.
no, I mean I don't want to I don't want to make them embarrassed, but
Oh.
yeah, there are things, but that's good
So
that
what?
how people are interested in marriage. That's all I can say.
Oh, so they said, marry me.
Yes.
Lot of them said, marry me. Great.
Yeah,
Okay.
but guys, if someone is good in performing or is good in like having good messages or anything else, it doesn't make that it's good in being a good husband or wife, or just you need to see the whole thing. I mean, that's all I can say.
You're underselling yourself, Dr. Iman. That's not fair.
Thank
So
you.
all your prospective wives out there probably are going to be, aw. Okay. Uh, this one's from me. How many suits do you have?
Oh, well, I just want to mention this fact again that I moved to this country last year with a suitcase. So I didn't bring my stuff. I really like this suit style. I don't know, maybe it's my body shape, or I
Mhm.
always like I always been into this kind of fashion style with
Mhm.
blazers, jackets, suits.
Mhm.
But not many. Of course, more than enough,
Okay.
but the fact that you can guys, let me tell you something. It is social media, right? You see this. There's a bigger picture behind this like space that you can see, the frame.
Right.
Sometimes I just,
Wow.
you change something, it seems to be a new stuff. And you do it like yeah,
Right.
I don't want to talk about details, but this is me, and
Right.
I'm 100% sure it's about many others who are. When you look at them in social media, oh, their life is super powerful. Like, wow, they doing like this life has like no one can beat them. Like their life is magical, it's
Mm.
dreamy. Come on, this is that's a problem. I came from a country that my younger generation see these things in Instagram and other social media. Say they believe that life is what they see here. They try to be them, and they just it's not real.
Beautiful.
It's not real.
Beautiful. Beautiful. That is so well said. Okay, what is the funniest thing that your followers, friends told you on the chat?
Funniest thing. Not I don't know. Maybe not. So I love all my friends. So the only thing that because as you can see, I'm working 20 hours a day.
Right.
What I'm gonna make, what I'm gonna say, what's the next one, right? Like when I post, some people say you go post and then start to respond and then do the comments, and I post and I start the next one. Okay, next, what's the next one? What's gonna do? And the only
Right.
thing that keeps me going, to push me to do more is the love that I'm receiving every day. It's not
Yes.
about, oh, you're so cute. It's about, yeah, you changed my mind. You changed my
Yes.
life.
Yes.
Wow, I didn't think about it. I receive this messages every day and comments on my
Yes. Yes.
so this is so they I love them all, and I appreciate them all, and sometimes I cannot respond because it's me. I don't let anyone else help me with this, because that could be that must be real.
Right.
Sometimes when I
Right.
respond to my messages, the one I responded say, "Oh, is it real you? Is it really you, or is it assistant? Or this is not your this is not a real account. How could you respond?" I said, "Okay, I did, but this is it." So, but the funniest thing, maybe something that I didn't pay attention to was someone said that you do not blink in your videos.
Oh.
Yeah, and I go back and I watch many of them, and I said that they're right. Not I sometimes I blink, but I rarely blink when I'm talking. Maybe
Okay.
in the middle
Okay.
of my talks, I stop and I might blink. But when
Okay.
I'm saying what I'm saying, I just my eyes. Yeah, I don't blink. That was interesting for me too. Like, yeah, I do not blink, man.
Yes.
I don't want to.
I
I don't
just
want to miss a
noticed that.
moment. Like, I don't want to miss a second. It's kind of like a yeah.
Right. So, Dr. Iman, tell us, like, with your social media presence, what is your ultimate goal? What is the future to what you're doing?
Ultimate goal. Well, so ultimate goal comes from planning,
Mm-hmm.
and I always say, if you want to make universe laugh, talk about your plans. Yeah, just look at me. I had a lot of plan 2 years ago, and now look at me. I'm just doing 100% like opposite in other side of the world, something that I had no idea that it's coming. But
Right.
I would love to be happy, first of all.
Right.
Yeah, so what's the ultimate goal is to be happy and satisfied.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And of course, to serve and bring joy. This is it. First, if you ask me what is the purpose of this content, it's joy first. Joy comes first.
Yeah.
Education,
Right.
inspiration, this is the rest. Joy for me and for my audience, first of all. But I
Yes.
would love to expand the thing and make it even something that I can rely on, and I can keep doing it for bigger purposes, and like to have more audience, and higher voice, and louder, and then I can talk about things that I really would love to talk about.
Absolutely. That is 100% very, very good. Doctor, you're also an entrepreneur. Would you like to tell us about that? Entrepreneur and an advisor. Would you like to tell us about that?
Entrepreneur. I want to talk about this one. I don't know what is entrepreneur. Honestly, I still don't know what does it mean. I
Okay.
I cannot, like, I recently learned how to pronounce like entrepreneur. It's just a little bit like musical word. But
Right.
when I'm talking to people around social media, there are some social media audios, audio socials that I can listen to people, and I read bios, and I see that everyone says that, yeah, I'm entrepreneur and a lawyer. I'm entrepreneur and a music writer. Like, I'm an entrepreneur and a nurse. Like,
Okay.
and I seriously, I look it up. What is entrepreneur? What does it mean? And maybe I came up with this definition for entrepreneur
Okay.
is when you have a passion and you follow your passion, you do what you really want and like to do, you can call yourself
Mm-hmm.
an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
So I invite everyone in the globe to be an entrepreneur. And then if you just leave the job that you've been doing all your life, which is not your passion, just leave it for someone else who has the passion to do that. Just do your
Mm-hmm.
stuff. So we we all need to be entrepreneur, I guess, and
Right.
think out of the box. There's no box, guys. Just leave it alone. There's no box. This is just you. When you close your eyes, everything is done. It's like gone. What people think, what people say. Oh, I am a doctor. I'm a surgeon. How can I dance with like the music and the camera? I'm like, come on. You're you, and the universe initiates with you. Just remember that.
Wow. That is beautiful. That is beautiful.
Yeah. So that was my entrepreneurship, and yeah, I do consult. I do advise some individuals, businesses. It's a little bit more like part of my private life,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, this is what I do. Sometimes I just take, let's say, not clients, but people who Because something that I can help with is I see the whole picture and I can find what is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I can
Mm-hmm.
see, because this is how I've been trained. My mind is trained to find the breaking points and fix them. I love fixing things. So if you ask me what is the most pleasurable feeling for me, is when I fix something and I look back, oh, I fixed it. That's the best feeling ever. So in order to fix things, you need to find what is wrong. So that's what I do sometimes. But
Right.
yeah, I try to do my advising through my videos as well.
Absolutely. You're a surgeon, so I am absolutely sure that fixing to you and finding what's wrong comes to you very naturally because that's what you're trained at. You know, you have that eye, you're patient, you figure out what's wrong, you go in there, you fix it, you stitch it up. So I'm sure, yes, you are the man to fix things.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So, before we end this, because we are close to 1 hour and I don't want Instagram to go all crazy on us, I just want to know, so just before we wrap this up, I want everybody that has joined from Dr. Iman's side, we are the Paradigm Shift page. We cover beautiful, inspiring stories of people who, like Dr. Iman, do things that they don't have to. I mean, Dr. Iman could be very well just, being a doctor doing his thing, fixing things, but he comes out here, he, fixes so many people all at once with his, his positive vibes, his videos, his, the sign language, so compassionate, so kind. So please follow us, and everybody that is joining us from the Paradigm Shift page. I'm sure they're already following you, Dr. Iman, because I've been putting up posts for this live, and I know my people have told me that we're already following Dr. Iman, and he gives such good advice. And you're like an instant pep me up kind of a thing. The minute people today, one of the principals of a school, he told me to send him the video that I had put up. I showed you the video where you're wearing your red scrubs and your stethoscope. He's like, I want to show this to my children. So it's not just the ladies, it's not just the people who swoon all over you, but it's everybody, the men, and they want to inspire the children. You're doing a brilliant job.
I
So
love
what?
what you just said, and I want to add two quick comments. First of all, that is so beautiful for me when I see that people are following me, because I try to catch up with everyone who follow me every day, and I see that there are younger men, guys, who are looking to learn and be, to do better. So this actually makes me feel really good. Like younger people, because I always had this struggle, why they don't listen to me. There are people who are following me, like I can see the age range. So now I see there are shifts. They're going back, they're going to to younger generation. It makes me really good. Really, that's why I'm so obsessed with the song, with the thing, what I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
Because this is people, this is children that are watching me, so I need to be mindful that
right.
what I'm gonna say. And someone
Yeah.
just asked a question that is, I think it's good to address. Ask me. So I think it was Nasim, if I'm not wrong. She asked, "So, doctor, you have no problem in your life?" God, I have hundreds. How come? I mean, everyone has problems, like big, small. First of all, you are bigger than your problems. This is a fact. You don't need to show your wounds to everyone. This is a privilege. You don't give the privilege to show your wounds to everyone. And remember that this is not the events, but your reactions that determine your satisfaction. Things happen, but how you react to them, it can determine. So what kind of people you're going to be.
Beautiful. That is magical. That is absolutely magical. So you've already, given such a beautiful message. But before we end, Doctor, would you like to uh, give our viewers something to bite on, some kind of thing to pep them up during the COVID? It is opening up, but still some advice that they can go by. And if there are any questions, please put them up. We will try and answer them.
About the COVID, first of all, even though I am a medical expert, I'm a medical doctor, graduated from the best university in my country, and I have all the credentials. This is a live Instagram, and I just share my personal opinion. I was following the trend on this maybe a little wider over the last 2 years, and this is actually, so this is my personal opinion. First of all, it was a physical illness, somatic illness. It was an infection. It already took a lot of lives over the last 2 years, and that was a trend. Maybe in 6 to 9 months later, it was another pandemic. I call it another pandemic. Mental health pandemic started. Depression, anxiety, suicide, homicide, domestic abuse, overdose, alcoholism, all of them. You call it. So another pandemic took a lot of lives and a lot of happiness. Not just like maybe people are still living, but their happiness is gone. The third pandemic is coming, and I want to talk about it. And this is division pandemic, vaccinated or non-vaccinated. It's not on me and you to decide who is vaccinated or not. It's on governments, and if they cannot do their job, it's not on me. I don't know if you're vaccinated or not. This is a personal question. This is a confidential question. You cannot just put two group of people to get in front of each other. Just, okay, guys, let's fight. This is not responsible. So be aware about this division pandemic. We are all united. We all are human beings, and we're supposed to be the most developed kind of human beings. This species that we already overcome a lot of stories like Spain flu and the Spanish flu, like everything. We survived. We will survive, and just make your decision and respect each other. This is important. And I believe the fourth pandemic could be internet pandemic, kind of like a cyber life. If you put too much online, you put everything you have on your virtual life. Imagine one day you wake up and there's no internet. You're gone. You're done. What are you going to do with your life? Have something real in your life. Real people, real activities, real hobbies. You read a book, do some craftsmanship, like do a pottery, do something, have some real thing in your life, because when the internet is gone, you never know when, why, how. Keep your sanity, right?
Absolutely. So well said, Doctor. That is beautiful. Okay, guys, if you have any questions, quickly put them here, because everything went up so soon that we couldn't. Doctor, that was so beautiful. Did you catch any of the questions that you would want to answer, Dr. Iman?
Well, yeah, I'm so grateful for these people, and I just want to thank them. I see that they are, when they share my reels on their stories, I would love to reshare them all in my stories. Honestly, I already have like 10, 15 stories a day. If I go further, that would be like nonsense. Like I can do 100 stories, but that would be just me. So but I'm so grateful, and thank you all for doing this. I know this is how we can spread this message and amplify this voice. But remember, I am just a dude like you. This is not. Don't make me. Not me, not anyone else. We are all human beings with 46 chromosomes, and we have all our good and bad flaws, problems. And if anyone can do something better than others, it's the gift. And if you utilize the gift to serve others, let's just help them. But if you can see it, you can be it, right?
Wow. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. Do you want to do some sign language to say bye-bye?
I dare you to love.
Oh,
I love that one.
Beautiful. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. So thank you so much, doctor, for doing this for
Thank
us.
you.
And you have brought such beautiful messages for everybody that watched a little bit. There was somebody who was from Australia, said, I'm going to sleep. So this video is going to be on our IGTV live. We will be tagging Dr. Iman. So everybody that is following his account will be able to see it. Dr. Iman can probably put it up on his stories so you guys can see it. We will be giving him a copy as well. Thank you so much, Dr. Iman, for doing it.
Thank you for having me. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you for having me. And yeah, I love your country. I really hope that one day I will visit your country. And yeah, I know that would be a lot of fun.
Please, we would be absolutely happy to host you here. So please let us know when you're flying in, and we will probably also quarantine you 14 days. And yes, we would love to have you here. Thank you so much,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Iman.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Stay strong and remember to respect each other. Respect yourself first and respect each other. Don't let this third pandemic, division pandemic happen.
Beautiful. That is so beautiful. Thank you, doctor, so much.
Thank you.
Good night. Have a nice day.